Good morning, Wolfpack. Welcome today to our official guest speaker series. I want to wish everybody a good morning. This is Miss Kathy Surd.
Hi, everyone.
Good to have her here in the studio. It's better than streaming live, isn't it?
Oh, this is great.
This is awesome. So it's great to have her in the green screen. And guess what? I forgot to turn the words of lettering around. So anyway, it's my first day on the job, David. Don't give me a hard time. I'm getting better at it. But I want to welcome everybody here to our guest speaker series. Today is October 11th, 2019. Once again, our third guest speaker we've had, and got a great turnout today, Mrs. Surd. So looking like
excited.
Yeah.
It's great to see all the students on the other side.
Yeah, so we see you across the top. So good morning, everybody. We'd like to start out our interview today by having you, since it's kind of different with virtually, isn't it? It's different with field in the audience. So let's introduce yourself. Hi, I am Noah, or tell us something about yourself. All right, here's pressure on you. Something about yourself that you'd like to share with us. It can be simply, I love cats, I love dogs, whatever it is. So I am Noah, whatever. So let's start with you, Noah. Good morning. Introduce yourself to Ms. Surd and something about yourself.
Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm really hoping to make an app.
He loves computer science.
Oh,
man.
Awesome.
I get to know you a little bit, eh?
I'm excited.
Hey, by the way, Noah, I have talked to your mom and you a little bit about. This is the woman that I'd like you to meet, Noah, and really share some things, because I think we'll use her in your projects. Awesome. Thank you, Noah. Sabrina, go ahead. Introduce yourself. I'm Sabrina.
You have to.
No, I like that good peer pressure.
I did it.
Go ahead.
I did it.
Well, Sabrina's from Ludington, Ms. Surd, and we'll come back to her. David, go ahead. Introduce yourself, please.
Hey, I'm David, and I like to play basketball.
Basketball, awesome.
Yeah, David's from Ludington, right, David?
Yep.
All right. And David's on his way to math class in another hour at Ludington Middle School. So we kind of share David. So
Very cool. Does he have Mrs. Hill or?
Mrs. Bertucci.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Good morning, David. Welcome. Sean, good morning. Your turn, Sean. Weigh in.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I recently got my wisdom teeth pulled out.
Oh,
I hope you're feeling okay.
I'm feeling good.
All right. Well,
Feeling better.
you made it.
awesome, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Good to see you this morning. Welcome. Crystal, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I write poetry.
She writes poetry.
Poetry,
We're
okay.
gonna. You know, when I went to the code.org training, it was a couple years ago. We went to the slam poetry. Did you go?
I didn't.
Oh, we went to slam poetry. I was talking to Crystal about it. Phenomenal. I mean, these poets were like emotionally just charged.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was down in Grand Rapids, so that was amazing event. But good morning, Crystal. Welcome. Hey, Alyssa and Austin. Good morning. Introduce yourself, please, and tell us something to Mrs. Surd about yourself.
Good morning, I'm Alyssa and I work a lot.
You work a lot?
My name is Austin, and I also work a lot.
Was that Austin? I thought I heard him in the background.
Yeah, he said, good morning, my name's Austin, I also work a lot.
Where do you guys work?
We work at Scotty's, it's a seafood restaurant in Ludington.
Awesome.
I'm the hostess and Austin's the cook and dishwasher.
I'll come look for you next time I'm here.
Awesome.
It's awesome. Well, good. Welcome, guys. Good morning to you. Hey, Tim and Sequoia will kind of throw you in as one, even though you are two special individuals. So introduce yourself, Tim and Sequoia. Sequoia. Tim. Don't want me singing, please. No. Tim Sequoia from Custer, south of Custer. I hope you're there.
Oh. I think Sequoia just joined.
She just joined. Thank you, Noah. He is my executive director behind the scenes. He's got it. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Natalie, good morning. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Natalie, and I love to draw.
Draw. Okay.
Me too.
We've got a couple out there, too. And she loves to write, too, right? We're working on a writing project also, Natalie?
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, is there anyone else we may have missed live here today? I want to make sure we connected. We're going to also push this out into our Facebook feed and also be up there for those who have missed today's webinar. Have we missed anyone? Well, let's get on with the interview, and thank you, Mrs. Surd, for being here today.
My pleasure.
Kathy, Mrs. Surd, formalities, but
Call me whatever.
whatever. But I consider Mrs. Surd a very close friend, colleague, well respected in the field. It's like sometimes, we've been talking with our students about the people you meet, place you go, books you read. She's one of these people that when they come into your life, you gotta really take that as an opportunity to learn and grow, and that's always been our challenge to you guys. So looking at those people in your circle of influences, how are they impacting your life? And I say that humbly, that here's one person that made me think differently. So it's good to have you here in the studio, our green screen studio, and our rapid fire 5 we're going to be throwing at you. So
I'm ready.
It's be kind of fun. So,
All right.
our hope too, and I really want to encourage you guys out there to make sure you're prepared for one good question. The question that you may have heard something here today that may spark an interest, because I know today there's a lot we're going to talk about. We didn't show that video yet, but I may want to show that at the end of that.
That'd be great.
Because it's a cool piece.
Yep.
Noah's ready. He's got some drawing going on. He is excited for this interview to start. I think he's giving me some cue cards in the background, isn't he?
Go, Mr. Quinlan, go.
Yeah, is that what it is, Noah? We'll see. But
It's a sword.
it's a sword, because you love. All right, man. All right. Well, we're going to get you some of your questions too, Noah, coming up. All right. So, Mr. Tell us, Kathy, your journey, your family. I mean, this big mouthful of a question. Tell us, who are you, your family, and what journey you've been on the last few years?
Well, I live in the area. I have a husband and a son and a daughter. My daughter is a 4th grader, and my son is a 1st grader. So I got some young kids at home. And I grew up on the exact opposite side of the state, so along the St. Clair River over here, in a town probably close in size to Ludington. Their colors were orange and black. A lot of farmland. My dad was a teacher who also farmed in the summer, so my mom was a stay-at-home mom. So kind of normal, everyday, I guess, beginnings. Graduated from high school, I went to Michigan State, and I thought maybe I wanted to be an engineer or a pharmacist. And then by the time I got into my 3rd year, I realized that I really wanted to be a teacher. So I changed everything about my career path and went into education and became a math and science teacher. And I taught for quite a few years, Hamilton, and then over in Farmington Hills, Harrison, and then back over in Hart. After that, I left teaching and I went to support teachers. So I worked at West Shore ESD, and my hope was to help teachers, principals, counselors, pretty much anybody in the education field, and wanted to work with them so that they could have the resources that they needed to do a great job for students. So last July, I retired, and it was
Ooh, sorry.
It was really hard because I love my job and I love what I do, and I miss it every single day. I have a mother who's in need of some health support, and I have young kids, and I got to the point where I was traveling so much I was having a hard time even seeing my own family. So I had to make a really tough decision and focus more on my family, and decided that it was the right time to change paths. So now I'm just wondering what my next step is. Probably like a lot of you, I'm not really sure where my life's going, and I got to figure it out. So I'm working on it every day, and I'm trying to stay connected to great people like Mr. Quinlan, and just hoping that the right opportunity comes forward and presents itself.
I think that's a very good point. And by the way, students, feel free to interject. I know we don't have a hand-raising signal, but if you want to ask a question, just say question in your name. You mentioned something earlier about you're at the point of your life where you're uncertain of your future, and you made a connection with our students, because I think we all feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
What advice would you give our students that, hey, even here you are going through a marvelous career and still what's next, right? How do you deal with that every day? And
So
what's
it's
some of the
hard.
challenges?
I mean, I think just genuinely it's hard, especially if you have multiple things that you might want to do and multiple passions, and they don't necessarily jive together. So I think the best advice is just be true to yourself, and really follow your heart and your mind, and let that guide you, let your values guide you. And I would say I'm still not sure I made the right decision, but I made the decision that I felt like I needed to make at the time. And it was hard because I was working on a lot of state and national initiatives, and I miss those people beyond belief. But I'm also really glad I'm spending more time with my kids, and I'm really glad that I'll get to be there for my parents as they're aging. So, although the situation can be hard at times, there are the benefits that I'm getting in spending time with my kids at Michigan Adventure or going to their soccer games and being able to do things that I wasn't able to do before.
So obviously family's important, but even feeding your own soul and trying to find a purpose piece that's important. I think all of us, you just heard Alyssa and Austin, you mentioned you work a lot, right guys? Work, and yet as you're working, I guess that question would lead to that comment that Alyssa said. How do you create that balance? Like Alyssa and Austin are working all the time and trying to find time for their studies. How did you find that time?
So I was really bad at that, you guys.
Okay, so you struggle as they are too, right?
I worked a lot, and that's probably what led me to where I am now, is because I went probably beyond what was really okay. And it was hard because I love the work that I did, and I still do. I still love the work that is out there. But probably too much of a good thing was still too much.
That's a good point.
It was time for a change.
So it's hard, and as you're working, Alyssa and Austin, I think it's a great connection to their point. The frustration of their overwhelmed with work and how to strike that balance. It doesn't matter how old you are; it's still a challenge. Always will be.
Yeah, and the balance part is hard, and I will say also that I'm really glad that I worked hard. I'm really glad that I had the opportunities I had because of hard work and dedication and pushing myself. I don't know that I would do it differently. I just know that at some point I did need better balance.
Hey, a quick little note with everybody. Noah, and would you just hit the pause on your microphone, if you would, please? Just mute your mic. We're getting some feedback a little bit. Appreciate that. Thank you. When you have a question, though, unmute your mic and say, hey, I've got a question to your name. That'd be great. So we press on. You talk a lot about your joy, the things that get you joy, your family, right? I think if there's anything else you want to add to that, I think it was one of our rapid fire questions.
Sure. Yeah,
we threw out there.
Honestly, I think my greatest joy is just helping other people be successful. And so that's hopefully for my own children, although I know I need to be better at that with them. But, whether it was working with students as a teacher or working with adults later in my career, my greatest joy really just came from seeing them be successful. And every time, a teacher did something that they didn't know they could do, or every time, a student got an award that they didn't think was possible, or, even for a student who really struggled with something, but then realized they could do it, was just an amazing feeling. And so I think the greatest sense of joy is more of an outward thing, that when you see other people find their happiness, it brings you your own internal joy.
That's amazing. And I think, we had a conversation prior to going on the air today about, you made a statement that I'm just going to follow up, is bringing value to other people is really gives you joy too. That was an authentic comment you made, and I thought, wow, what a great virtue or value we can take when we go on. We're all so worried about our own world and our lives, and it's normal and natural, right?
Yeah.
But to have joy and see other people succeed is truly a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, so like my husband had said this once before, and it really stuck with me, is he loves to fish. The reason we live out here really is because he wanted to fish, and he got a job out here, so we moved out here, and he said, I love to fish, but I love even more teaching other people how to fish and seeing the joy that they have when they catch their first salmon.
So it's not too late for a guy like me to learn how to fish.
Never too late.
No, not too late. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great piece.
Yeah.
We're going to show students, we're going to show a piece at the conclusion of our interview here today about the future of work. And I apologize because I told to Mrs. Serdo, we'd like to show that, kick that off, get you thinking about it. One of the great components that I think you bring to our panel here today is the visionary, I don't want to just say STEM and computer science, but you're quite a visionary when it comes to where are we at with work and speaking, what will their future look like? The future of work, your vision, and where are we seeing some huge changes going on? And how can we prepare, we being the students, you and I, for that upcoming changing world? And I just want to throw this in real quickly to them, not so much you. I had a conversation with a G2S student this morning, and he's asking me about, Mr. Carlin, what was it like when you were, long ago? And he was just kind of jabbing me. And I said, hey, Devin, let me tell you. Oh, I just let you know what. Right? My grandmother was born in 1906, and where aviation was in infancy, it was just like not even really existing. And she died in 2000. My grandmother saw 90 years. I said, think about my grandmother. She saw no aviation whatsoever to recruiting a man and a woman into space. Amazing to what she's seen in her lifetime. So with that being said, it was a great interview. And he was like, wow, I never thought of that. And I challenged him to think about his future.
Yeah.
Talk to us about future work. That was a mouthful. I mean, this is an interview for you, not me talking.
So,
yeah, but work is changing, and they're interested in the work.
So I think that one of the biggest change agents is technology. And I would guess that all of you are using, I mean, you're using it right now.
Right.
It's just become a piece of everybody's life every day. And, work is probably only going to continue to be even more so based on technology. And meetings like this are becoming commonplace, or already are commonplace in the workforce, where you log in and you have a meeting with someone in Seattle or LA or New York. So what you're doing here today is really a great way of connecting and learning how to use this technology to your advantage as a worker. I think the other part of technology that I would encourage you to think about is not just be a user of technology, but learn how to understand technology and to create technology. Find ways to use technology so that your unique passions can come through. So Phil was at an event that we had where Danielle Feenberg, who's a creator at Pixar, was there talking about.
By the way, Noah's a Pixar in a box. He's working on it right now, so he's going to love this. So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Noah's working on it.
So Danielle talks about things like Nemo, and she's a graphic artist who's using computer science every day to make these images come to life, and it's really astonishing what she's able to do.
She's amazing.
She not only uses technology, but she knows how to create with technology. And I guess that's the piece of advice that I would give all of you is all of your studies are important, but if you can continue to learn with technology, I think you're going to open more and more doors for yourself all the way through your life.
Wow, and we're going to pause for a moment. I think this would be a good opportunity for Ask Mrs. Surd. Any questions like that? Because that's a great piece that you may want to dig a little deeper into a question. Like, what do you mean? Like maybe Noah, Pixar in a box you're working on. Does anybody have a question? Or let's throw that out there. We'll pause for a moment for you to introduce yourself and say, ask Mrs. Surd a question if you would.
I got nothing.
Thank you, though, David. Appreciate it. David says you have nothing, or you have one?
I don't have anything.
I appreciate you speaking out, David. Thank you. Anybody have a question that you may want about future work or Mrs. Surd's experience in that? Let's pause for a moment. I say that for a reason, too.
What were you asking? I couldn't hear the question.
Great, Tim. Thank you. And it could be me, and I need a microphone. No kidding. Seriously. Tim, any question you may have for Ms. Surd? We were just talking about the impact of work and future work and leveraging technology. Any question you have for Mrs. Surd at this time? I want to take a pause in the virtual world to do that.
No, I don't think I have any questions.
Well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate you. It's good to hear from you on that. Thank you. All right. Well, we'll move right along because there's so many layers. I love to peel back even I know you into that area because there's that code.org piece that I want to build on this if I could because I really feel Noah has a passion for wanting to build apps. We were talking about Noah, and we haven't really had a conversation yet, but speaking with his mom about how can we get Noah, not just Noah, but how can we get students today who might be curious about creating content with technology and maybe how code.org has kind of really impacted this region, this area, this state. Can you speak to that?
Well, so code.org is a national nonprofit organization, and their intent is to bring computer science to all students so that every child everywhere has the opportunity to learn about how to run and make technology. We were fortunate enough to have a partnership with this international organization here in Mason County, and we started to create classes in schools all over Michigan that could use the code.org curriculum in order to better support students like you and give them opportunities and chances to learn about computer science. So at the elementary level, you may have had some teachers that have used code.org before in CS fundamentals or other classes or Hour of Code. At middle school, you may have heard of CS Discoveries. And at high school, there's a class called APCSP, and in that class, you actually design your own app. So that's a really great opportunity for kids to get started with just trying it out and having some support from a teacher and from some instructional materials with how do you even start in the creation of an app, and how do you upgrade your app once you start making it better and better and better. So Code.org provides that opportunity, and there are lots of great providers of that opportunity. So if you're just interested, you can even go online and just Google.
Right now, you can go code.org.
You can go code.org, you can go to even many other providers that are just trying to help kids learn how to do computer science. Just learn about technology and how to use it and how to create it. So there are lots of ways to get involved. You know, the really neat thing is I just started to learn at the end of my career that we have lots of people in the area that I didn't know exist that are working remotely. And you know,
That's true.
they may be working in Traverse City, they may be working for a company in California, but they're living here in our area, and they're
Working from home.
And they're doing this kind of thing exactly because they want to stay here, they want to be by friends or family, or they love our lake, or they love our community, and they think that this is the right place to be. And you know, they don't necessarily work here, but they live here, and those kinds of opportunities are going to be out there for all of you moving forward in your life.
Thank you for that input, because Noah, we're turning him loose on code.org.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
part of his project. So
Awesome.
look forward more of that, Noah, and you know, obviously a chance to maybe work with you for a little bit. So
Sure.
we can get you
Yeah.
come on in. I know you will.
Great.
So awesome. You know, one of the questions I always like asking educators, and I heard this in a podcast. I'm a podcast junkie, as I told you, and I just love listening. It's basically, if you had to design the ideal school, what would that look like for you? Since
Yeah,
we're
so
students, teachers.
So I think I won't answer that with, you know, the bricks and mortar or what would the school look like. I think it'll be more of a high level answer of, I think the ideal school finds a way to meet the needs of all their kids. And
Says a lot.
you know, for any student, you know, if you love writing, it'd be great that you're in a school that really promotes your passion and makes you the best writer you can be. And if you love basketball, and you know, that school will support your passion and help you, give you the chance to do whatever it is in basketball that you may want to do with your life. And you know, for me, I loved math, which is kind of not normal. I mean, most people don't love math, but I remember I would sit, you know, with a problem in college, and I could work on that problem for an hour, and you know, I would not stop until I was done, because I just needed, for me personally, I needed to know I could get to the right answer. And so I don't think there's one structure that necessarily is the best for everybody, but how do we design school in a way that everybody gets what they need? That's what I would love to see.
I mean, so many of us can go through school without, I mean, I don't want to say getting lost, but not really getting the chance to have a passion project or work on something you truly love.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say, but the opportunities are there. Don't we feel that even education schools today are providing that more than they did 5-10 years ago? I think
Schools
they
are doing a lot of work to
They
try to
really
meet
are.
students in every way they can. So yeah, and we just always continue to find ways to do better.
That's awesome. Miss Kathy Surd, our featured guest speaker this week, and I want to end with our last question. I like to ask kind of a favorite quote, mantra, or a final word, or final message that you may have for our students here today.
So I guess it would be kind of off of what we just said, is find your passion. Find your passion and find a way to do it. And you know, one of the pieces for me was trying to find ways to help other people be successful, and that might have been through math or science or STEM or computer science, or even volleyball. I loved coaching volleyball, and you know, for me, those were ways that I could build my passion. And I would say, just find your passion, do those things that make you happy, and find ways to share those opportunities with others.
Wow. Where were you about 40 years ago when I needed to hear that message in high school? We're like, hey, trust the plan, believe in yourself, follow your passion. I mean, it's so true. It's a constant thing we're hearing. But, you know, listening to you and hearing your story today, I want to thank you for joining our virtual learning cafe. You know, with the cafe background, we should next time maybe have a barista serving us coffee here.
Oh, there you go.
I apologize for not having your coffee ready, hot chocolate, which we will, by the way, in the wintertime, have hot chocolate in your face.
Or Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew. Oh,
Diet
okay.
Mountain Dew.
But folks, before we sign off, are there any questions, burning questions like that? classes. I always say that awkward teacher silence. That's all right. Hey, I want to thank all of you for being here today.
What kind of fields rely on the technology?
Oh my gosh, Tim, that's a fantastic question. So you're going to think this is crazy, but every single field. So just yesterday I was reading an article about how agriculture is using technology and all of the advancements in milking because of the changes in technology. You know, we talked about Pixar, and so there's entertainment, using technology at a very high level to create these awesome movies with all this dynamic visualization in it. It really is everywhere. So, it doesn't matter if you're in packaging and engineering, or if you're in design, or if you're in entertainment, you can find it everywhere right now.
It's a great question,
It's
Tim.
a fantastic question.
Awesome, thank you. Anybody else? That's a great question. I mean, I was thinking of you, Crystal, too. I mean, when it comes to writing, look how writing has transformed. You can be your own publisher now. You can publish your own book. Before, you'd have to wait for a publisher to approve, and
you can blog.
Blog, right? You got a message. Put it out on a daily basis. Anybody else? It's a great question. Hey, I want to thank everybody here for joining us in our guest speaker series, and also for being constantly ever diligent to show up on your webinar. I know it's a requirement. At the same time, you're asking some great questions. Even some of the conversations we're having later on, I really appreciate that. I want to just encourage you, if you need to continue to connect, please text me today. I don't have the form up there on the Canvas to make a schedule, so just reach out to me today. I'll be happy to connect with you. I will be on the road a little bit later this afternoon, but I want to thank Mrs. Kathy Stewart for joining us here today. Great to see you again, and sharing her word, her message. And until 2 weeks from now, we have our very own, it's a guest speaker from Beirut, Lebanon, so across the seas, but can't be any better than having a guest speaker right here. So looking forward to talking more about that. Thank you, Ms. Kathy Stewart. If you want to know more about her and ask any questions for her, send me an email. I'll make sure she gets them. I'm sure. Can we find you on Twitter, or?
You can. The Twitter, Facebook, and you can even find me in the community. So you guys all know what I look like, but I don't know what you look like, and I would love to meet you. So if you're out and about around town in Oceana or Lake or Mason County and we run into each other, introduce yourself to me. Because I'd love to meet you. I can't see you, and I'd love to see who you are.
That's awesome. And she generally means that. So, hey, have a blessed weekend. Be safe out there. Stay warm. It's going to be cool this weekend. And continue to stay connected, everybody. We're proud of you. Continue to reach out, and let's walk alongside each other and make this thing happen. So have a blessed weekend. Thanks for being here today. Take care.
Bye, everyone.